this is Dave with Systematic Investors Group. It's been a long time actually since I put out a video. I've been busy with some unrelated to trading activities, but I saw something significant today and I just thought I would share it with the group. The market has basically been in bear territory. It's under some key long-term moving averages. I guess before we get into that, I should just explain what you're looking at here. So this is these are the S&P 500 futures in Thinkorswim, and we've got some multi-time frame analysis. So here's the daily chart on the far left. Here is the 60-minute chart in the middle, and on the right is a seasonal average chart, which we're really not going to focus on too much today. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things. So as I said, we've been in pretty good bear territory under some major key moving averages. We broke some major support right where this green line is here on the daily chart. And you can see now the momentum to the downside has been slowing. You have a lower low and then another lower low here. And you can see on the MACD histogram, it looks like it's pretty much bottoming out. But what you notice here is there's a slight positive divergence here on the MACD, and then you've got what looks like is going to close as a crossover to the high side. So what you can see here is this, this positive divergence here. And then if you drill into the 60-minute chart, I was looking at the, some of the patterns that were forming. And as you can see here, let's just see here. As you can see here, you've got major longer term moving averages on the 60-minute chart going lower and lower. And then what you have here now is a slight possible change of pattern. So you can see here, you've got a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then you've got a what looks to be a higher high and a higher low. And then if you look at this pattern that's forming here, if I can just properly zoom in here, then what you're doing is you're breaking the peak. Now this bar hasn't closed yet, and we're going into the close on the 25th, which is Wednesday, May the 25th. So now what you have is if you get a decisive close above this little peak here, you could have a change of structure, at least in the short term, which would make sense. Right, you have a change of structure here where you have higher highs and higher lows coming out of a minor, well, not really a minor downtrend on the daily chart. It's a little bit more of a major downtrend. So now the question is you've still got everything on top of you, all the resistances above you. So I'm not saying that you should be expecting any kind of huge moves here, but if you look at what's taking place here, you start looking, okay, well, what kind of resistance do I have overhead? On the daily chart, I've got this, I believe it's the 21 EMA or the 20 EMA above, and then I've got this resistance area. So, at a minimum, I'd be looking for some sort of a test of the 21 EMA and possibly, this level here, which is around 4140 on the S&P futures. The other thing that looks a little bit, potentially positive is you're above the zero line on the MACD on the 60-minute chart, and you've also got what looks like a long squeeze forming here, which hasn't yet fired off because this 60-minute bar hasn't closed yet. So, this is interesting just to keep an eye on. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get, maybe a quick move back up to, maybe 50 points higher to possibly, I guess that would be 50 and another, maybe 150 points higher potentially into this major resistance area. And then, if that happens, then you can kind of assess from there. You're going to get resistance when you get up to the MACD zero line on the daily chart. And that will most likely coincide with one of these major resistance levels. So let's just keep an eye on that, and we'll assess as the days go by. Systematic trading's been a little bit tenuous at best these past couple of weeks. It's very difficult to develop short trading systems because the market has just been long biased for the last decade or so. So, just having some short-term moves here. Most of my systems are in cash right now, and I'm just kind of looking at the market and seeing what might be developing. So I hope that helps, just to kind of put a perspective on where we might be, at least in the S&P 500, and just give us a little bit of, of insight going forward to see if maybe we're going to rally to some of these resistance levels. In order to get bullish on the market again, I think we'd really need to see the market close, probably above 4,400. At least in the futures, according to this chart, somewhere up here, and you want to see, it building this kind of a structure, but on the daily chart. So I hope that helps. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you on the next video or at a future event coming up. Bye for now.